Rashid was a man of simple dreams. Every morning, before the sun even touched the rooftops of the city, he woke up, tied his worn-out shoes, and walked towards the labor market. His back was bent from years of carrying bricks, cement sacks, and heavy iron rods. His hands were cracked, and his clothes always smelled of dust and sweat. For years, Rashid worked without complaint. He believed that honest work, no matter how small, brought blessings. But as he grew older, the work that once felt possible started becoming heavier. The same bricks that once felt like feathers now crushed his shoulders. His legs trembled, his breathing grew heavy, and his body screamed for rest. One evening, after a long day at the construction site, Rashid sat on the roadside, staring at the half-finished building he had worked on. He thought to himself, I build homes for others, but where is my own home? I create shelter for families, yet I return to a single empty room every night. His eyes watered, but he quickly wiped his tears. A laborer's tears had no value in the world. No one paid for sadness. Days turned into weeks, and work became scarce. Younger men, stronger and faster, took the jobs. Rashid often stood in the labor market all day without being chosen. Hunger started knocking at his door, louder and louder. One night, when the loneliness grew unbearable, Rashid whispered to himself, maybe my time is over. Maybe I was born only to suffer. But then he remembered his father's words. A man's true strength is not in his muscles, but in his heart. When the body fails, the heart must carry the weight. The next morning, instead of going to the labor market, Rashid walked to a small park where children played. He saw a boy struggling to lift his kite. The boy asked, Uncle, can you help me? With weak hands, but a warm smile, Rashid helped him fly the kite. The child laughed with joy, and Rashid felt something inside him, something he hadn't felt in years. Hope. That night, he thought deeply. He realized that maybe his future wasn't in heavy labor anymore. Maybe his experience, his patience, his wisdom could be his new strength. The next week, Rashid started helping young laborers at the market. He taught them how to lift properly, how to stay safe, how to save money. Slowly, people began to respect him, not just as a laborer, but as a guide. Months later, a small construction company hired him, not for lifting bricks, but for supervising workers. He no longer carried cement bags, but his words carried weight. His back was bent, but his head was high. Rashid had finally understood. Sometimes life doesn't end when your strength does. It begins when you find your true purpose.